Hey everybody, this is Miss V. I am at the Waterfront Blues Festival 2024 and I'm back with Music Coast.
Since our last interview, what new projects or developments have you been working on?
Miss V has been cooking, y'all. I've been in the lab, as they say. So my band, Miss V and a Badass Band, has recorded our first soul blues project, and the title of it is Salvation in the Layaway, and it's going to come out in the fall. 13 tracks, packed with a lot of great musicians from all over the country. We'll get in a little bit more of that later.
And how do you feel your music and artistic vision has evolved since last we spoke?
Oh gosh, I wrote a lot of songs, wrote a lot of music since the last time that we spoke. When I knew I wanted to do the album, I knew I wanted to do mostly original material. I did like 2, I think maybe 3 covers on the album, but I wanted to be authentic with the song. The album's title track, Salvation in the Layaway, just talks about a woman who struggles with the rigidity of religion and compassion and charity. And so I think about that a lot, right? Where religion dictates that, a person might go to hell because they live a certain lifestyle. And I was just like, I don't know that I buy that, because like you have a person who does all of these wonderful things and they're this great person in life and they've taken care of the human race. I just feel like, they've done enough to where their good will outweigh their bad. And so the song Salvation's in the Layaway in the layaway back in the day, you put something on, you couldn't afford it right away, so you put it in the layaway and you keep paying on it and keep paying on it until you finally pay it off. Well, that's the concept of salvation in the layaway, and I cannot wait for you all to hear
it. and how have your fans responded to your recent work, and what has the feedback stood out? Like, what feedback has stood out the most from that?
Oh wow, because this album features a lot of Portland references, since I recorded here in Portland, and I think about my journey getting here, and then the lifestyle I live. We talked about that previously, about me being polyamorous. And so I have a song called Lady Swings the Blues, and I performed it at the Jack London a few weeks ago, and the audience absolutely loved it because I made some references that they were familiar with. The audience that was there following our show was there for a burlesque show, and so they absolutely understood what I was saying. So yeah, it was really, really good feedback.
And have you collaborated with any new artists since last we spoke?
I have. So for the new album, I was able to get on organ Andre Stockard, who is the house organist for the B.B. King's All-Stars at B.B. King's Blues Club in Memphis, Tennessee on Beale Street. I have Jeremy Pelt, who's going to be playing trumpet out of New York, internationally renowned, critically acclaimed trumpeter. Wallace Walker, LA-based drummer, originally from Memphis, Tennessee, but he's now out in LA. And then we got the fabulous Renato Caranto right here out of Portland, Mel Brown's B3 Oregon group, Kyle Molitor, Chance Hayden, oh my God, and then my bassist, Jake Koprowski, keyboardist, Ron Solomon, but Jake Koprowski is also the producer on that project. Y'all gonna get to see what Jake does.
And how have your live performances changed recently since you've done all this new stuff?
Well, since I've done all this new stuff, I've gone through, the band has gone through a few transitions. When I played the Blues Festival last year, Dave Malian played the drums with my band, and then Brian Foxworth joined the band. And then here recently, we picked up Terrell Reed, and he's our new drummer. Terrell called him Peanut Reed out of Memphis, Tennessee, just as cold. He's got that Southern soul, that Southern hot sauce that we need for an album. Yeah.
And has there been any personal experiences or growth that have influenced your music since our last conversation?
Yes. So one of the songs on the album, and it's called Sweet Ghana. It specifically, when I was going through and I was writing the music and I wanted to make sure I captured everything, sometimes I'll go back and see if I missed anything. And I realized that I had gone to Ghana. When I went to Ghana, I had written a song on the airplane and I sang it into a voice note. And I went back and I heard it and I was like, holy shit, I recently just changed my legal name to Akosia. which means it's a Ghanaian name, an Akan name, which means a girl born on a Sunday. And in Ghana, children are born and named based upon the day of the week they're born. And a girl who's born on Sunday, her name would be Akosia. So appropriately, I put the song Sweet Ghana on the album, in which it sings about that transatlantic slave trade experience. And then I passed through the door of return on behalf of my ancestors. So I wanted to make sure that we highlighted that and got back to the root of where this blues music comes from.
Wow. And what are your goals for your next phase of your career, and how do you plan to achieve them?
The next phase of my career will be to release this album in the fall, and then to submit it for a Grammy nomination. And then when I win the Grammy, I'm gonna thank all of the little people that I stepped on to get to where I am. No, I'm just kidding. But no, we're gonna drop this album in the fall. We plan to start expanding where we tour. There is a plan to do some touring over in Europe. I currently have a partner, Zach. Hi, Zach, who is going to be accredited as an executive producer on this project. And Zach lives in Paris, France. I performed over in Paris back in back in November. Oh, rewind. That was September, actually, because that's when I met Zach. So I performed in Paris there, and so I made some music connections. And so the plan is to go do a little mini European tour, hopefully, fingers crossed. And this album is going to be so good. You're going to want to see it in a city near you.
And what challenges have you faced recently, and how have you overcome them?
Oh, gosh. So I lost my drummer maybe a week or two before the album began being recorded. And so I had to make some tough decisions. And I am that girl who grew up in a sink or swim type of environment, right? They throw you in the water, you either drown or you swim. Now I can't swim literally, but you put me in a challenging situation, I am going to swim. And so I was able to scramble. I made one phone call to my homeboy down in Memphis, Tennessee. His name is Cju. And I said, Cju, listen, you're making a blues album. You're going to make a soul blues funk album. You want the baddest damn drummer ever on your album. Who are you going to call? And he said, give me a second. And he came back with Wallace Walker. He picked up the ball. We called Wallace. Wallace was out here in a few days, and we were able to go in the studio and put that album down in just 2 days, 13 tracks. Yeah, so that was tough, but we survived.
Wow. Are there any new artists or genres or experiences that have influenced your music lately?
Let's see. So we've been playing the A Casino over in Ridgefield, Washington. And we play that. They have what's called the Motown Mondays series, right? And so we've been playing that. And when we first got that gig, and we also got the Mill Casino down in North Bend, we played their Barbecue Blues and Brews Festival. And I thought, I want a casino anthem. Every blues person, you're down on your luck, you lost all your money, right? And so I wrote a blues anthem called Take This 20, because while I like going to the casino, I don't like being broke. So I always take $20 to the casino. And once my $20 is gone, I am gone too. And so Take This 20 is about that.
And how do you continue to engage with your fans, and what has been the most rewarding part of these interactions?
How Miss V engages with the fans is through social media, in person. I love to, when we have breaks, to go out and network with the fans or the supporters. I give them my cards. I take pictures with them. I continue to show up in the fabulous gowns, right? Because this has become so much of the Miss V brand that people just expect for me to show up and look like Miss V. How can I not? And by the way, I actually got here today, got out of my Uber, and my boyfriend says, wow, I didn't realize you could get all that gown in that little bag. And I was like, I forgot my gown. So he had to run home. He saved the day, got my gown for me. Yeah, because I couldn't go out stage not being Miss V, the fabulous Miss V.
Awesome. And based on recent experiences and everything that you've just shared with us, what new advice would you give to inspiring artists looking to follow in your footsteps?
Aspiring artists, follow your gut, trust your instinct. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I ended up hiring an assistant for the 2 days that we were in the studio. It was the best decision I ever made. Jake's mom actually suggested that. right? And that allowed me the time to relax and just focus on the music and not the administrative stuff. And when the tough stuff happens, just believe that your project is gonna get done, right? Make the phone calls you need, continue to network, because networking is what got me to where I am right now with the players that I have in my band, the musicians I have in my band, the folks that I called in, all networking, all networking. And so network, don't be afraid to ask for help.
And final thoughts?
My final thoughts are, be on the lookout for Salvation in the Layaway. It's coming out this fall. You can catch us at the Jack London Review. We've been playing there regularly. We'll be there July 12th. And then we should be playing Jack London later in the fall. We still play Clyde's the second Saturday of the month. We didn't have that Clyde's gig the last time we spoke. So we have a residency. We have a residency at Clyde's Prime Rib on the second Saturday of every month. So you can come out and hang with us at Clyde's. And we just come out and jam and have a good time. So, yeah.
Thank you, V.
Catch y'all around.
Thank you.